everyone. Welcome to Buzzing About Romance, a quick shot of romance. I am Becky, and joining me for this episode is Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Becky.
I am slowly working on getting you to the dark side of romance.
You think?
I do. I think. I've got you reading this series. I got you to read Amanda Richardson.
Okay, yeah.
You're
I would say
tinkering.
it's the gray. It's like, yeah, it's just stepping my foot in.
Well, because the series we're actually gonna talk about the first 3 books in a series for this episode, and this series kind of goes a little darker than what you typically read,
Yes.
and a little kinkier than what you typically read.
Yes.
So this is like a little outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I would say it is. I think the overall theme definitely plays a role in my like for it.
Why you like it? Um,
Yeah.
so on this episode of A Quick Shot of Romance, we are reviewing the first 3 books in the Fractured Ever After series by ML Philpitt. And actually, this series was recommended to us by Patreon member Stacy.
Yeah,
And it has us in a chokehold.
it does.
So each book is a different fairy tale retelling.
Right, but not in a cute way.
It's not kitschy at all.
Right.
Um, so we're gonna go the first 3 books. We're gonna tell you the title, the fairy tale that they are doing, and then when it was released. All these books are available currently in Kindle Unlimited. And then we're gonna get into how the fairy tale retelling is done, because we don't often talk about fairy tale retellings. And there are lots of authors doing them, but sometimes it's not done well.
I would agree. Yes.
Okay, so book 1 in the series is called The Hunt and Illusion. It's a Cinderella mafia romance. It was released January 2023. So this is Cinderella. It's enemies to lovers.
Yes, very much.
And true enemies to lovers.
like I'm gonna kill you, enemy to
I've been
lovers.
sent here to murder you.
Yeah.
And it has a corresponding kink, which I never thought about before until I read this book, but it fits.
It does. Yeah. I mean, he's hunting for somebody that lost their shoe.
Right. So the kink in The Hunt and in Illusion is primal kink, and he chases her more than once.
Yeah. And not like a little.
And I would say this series does kind of have to be, you definitely need to read book 1.
Yes. So I tried to skip book 2 and go straight to book 3. I would not recommend it.
Okay.
Because I'm on book 5 right now. There's 6 total.
Listen to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so release date was January 2023. Okay, book 2 in the series is Craving in Slumber. It's a Sleeping Beauty mafia romance. And this was released March 2023. It is Sleeping Beauty, and I will be very honest. I thought the kink was going to be like the Sleeping Beauty kink.
Yeah, I was afraid of that too.
It was not.
It wasn't.
It was over the top, touch her and die vibes. He's her bodyguard. If you are looking for, oh my God, crazy protector.
Right. I mean, well, because part of it's his job, right? But then he definitely goes above and beyond.
Above and beyond. I think one of the cutest things in Craving in Slumber was, so the heroine, very much like Sleeping Beauty, is sent away from the family at a young age to protect her.
And yeah, she's isolated for 16 years, which is I think that's, I don't know, my fairy tale knowledge is not.
I think that's exactly what it is in Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Because it's on her 18th birthday, right?
I think so. She pricks the
finger. Pricks her finger. And so in the Sleeping Beauty fairy tale, there are three witches, fairies that take care of her um, while she's, being in exile. And in Craving in Slumber, she has three nuns at the convent school that she was sent away to stay at that are called Meriwether, Farah, and Fauna,
Yeah.
which I thought that was so great. It was just that little bit of fairy tale without being kitschy.
Yeah, because they're not like, I don't know, super like sparkly people. Like they're
No.
realistic people, but yeah.
Yeah. I think the great part in Craving in Slumber is she's technically promised to the son of another mafia family.
Yes, she is. Like and she's supposed to be pure, right?
Right. But she is a virgin in this, right? This did have
Yes, she is. Yeah.
but it made sense that she was because she had been hidden
She
away
yeah,
from
but
everything.
isolated.
Um and then she has to compete with her brothers. And one of the interesting thing, and we'll get to that. I guess we'll wait. Let's do Beauty and the
Okay.
Scars, and then we can talk about the setup of who this family is.
All
Um,
right.
okay, so Beauty and Scars is the third book. It is a Beauty and the Beast mafia romance. It
Yeah.
was released May of 2023. This one has all sorts of little twists in it.
It it really does. And they def she definitely like made the Beauty and the Beast pieces like work. Maybe it's because I'm most familiar with Beauty and the Beast, like I caught more of them,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah.
think that this is the one that relied the heaviest on the fairy tale.
Yeah, I can
Um,
see. Yeah.
because in the Cinderella one, it was her shoe, but also her phone.
Yeah.
And then it was the chase and the at midnight, and it was at a ball. Outside of that, we didn't have a fairy godmother granting wishes. It was her stepfather
Hmm.
pushing her to do bad things to entrap and he wasn't really a prince. He was
No.
not even likable half the time.
He's still like sometimes in the other books you're like,
Why
"Mhm."
are you like this? And in book two, they really leaned into the protector ideas of Sleeping Beauty. That,
Right. And she has a sleep.
yeah. So, um, but in the Beauty and Scars, we really got more of the fairy tale kitsch, but done
Yeah,
in a
because
way that
there's
was
more of the
unique.
like outside characters.
Right. We got her father's name is Maurice,
Right.
and he's hidden her away for reasons which we will not spoil. And she's the beast. She's been scarred.
Right. And she had a nanny, Mrs. Pot.
She had a nanny, Mrs. Potts. She works as a librarian.
Oh yeah, that's good.
She works at a librarian. She's the one that the boister. So, like, she was like Beauty and Beast in this story because there is a Gaston styled character
Yeah, yeah.
who really needed a dick punch.
Well, I mean, he gets it.
He does. She is, um, she is not connected. The heroine in this book is not connected to the family except for a very loose connection. Like, it's not the sister of book one's
Right.
heroine. It's not the hero in book two. It's not his sister. Like, nobody knows she exists.
Like literally no one until like the end of book two.
Yeah. It was really just the mystique and the way it was written. Um, I really liked it. I really liked
And
it.
there's some like voyeurism in
Yes.
there too.
Yes. Voyeurism and public. The
Yes,
hopes of being
expectations. Yeah.
caught. Our hero likes to be caught. Or maybe. I don't know. So overall, the tropes of this series are mafia. These are all anti-heroes. It is a family series, and these are interconnected standalones, and we do recommend you read these in order. It is dual
Yeah.
first person. And so we talked a little bit about, like, as fairy tales, they're really great fairy tale retellings.
Yes, I agree. And that's like what drew me like in the most. Like I just really like fairy tales. Like Once Upon a Time was my like favorite TV show. Yeah.
It kind of does have Once Upon a Time vibes.
Yeah. Minus the magic.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually, because there's another Mafia series that has Once Upon a Time vibes, but it's on the bonker side.
Yeah.
You might not be there yet.
Yeah, not yet.
So do you have a favorite couple? I have a favorite couple.
Out of these three,
Out of these three only, because I have not gotten to
yeah.
book 4, 5, 6, and 7.
There's only six. And then the other series like connect.
Well, so we didn't talk about this yet. So while you think about your favorite couple, I'm going to give some ideas on the family.
Okay.
So the family piece is very interesting in this book because the hero in book 1 is not the eldest son.
No, he
The
is not.
the eldest brother walked away from the family in hiding after something horrible has happened to him. And his name is Hawk, and I don't know if Hawk has a book.
I Yes, Hawk does have a book in a different series.
So this is a spin-off from another series.
Correct.
But nobody in the family has really talked, saw, or spoken to Hawk in a very long time.
Yeah, like they just kind of act like he does not exist.
And the parents, the guy that's the mafia don and his wife, they are not likable in the first 2 books.
They don't get
Better.
much better. Yeah.
In book 3, they seemed a little better, so I had hopes that
They were kind of on the like peripheral in book three.
maybe that's why. Um, so book the hero from book 1, he is the head of the family now. The mom and dad are just really figureheads.
Yeah, because he's underboss. His dad is still boss, but like he's pretty much doing everything.
Yeah. So this brother Hawk, who is not been in with the family, is kind of out on the periphery, and he makes an appearance, and you want his story. You need to know what happened. But we learn at the end of book 3 that something else is going to spin off at the end of this series. So she like weaves a tale, ML Philpitt.
Right. Yeah, because like as I was reading like book two and three, I'm like, she has to be a plotter. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. Just the way she really interconnects things.
So do you have a favorite couple in these first 3 books?
In these first three, I think so.
Who is it?
Isabel and Raphael.
And that's book 3.
Three. Beauty of the Stars.
And I would say Craving and Slumber. Really liked that couple because he was willing to die for her.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was willing to say, I mean, he loved her at the risk of his own life.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, this isn't really spoiler. He like at the end is like, look, if she doesn't walk down the aisle to me, like somebody's gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah. So darkness level, because you are not traditionally a mafia reader.
No, I'm not.
You don't mind a gray hero, but you aren't big into death, dark killing. And especially book 4. So book 4 is a Rapunzel retelling.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the darkest of the series that I've read so far. Like I'm probably like halfway through book five. Yeah, it's like book four is on the edge for me. Like, woohoo.
Okay. Um, but darkness level, but I think it's a good entry to Mafia.
Oh yes.
So
Yeah, because there's not like, I mean, there is some blood on the page, but not
Well, and at least in the first three, there is consent.
Yeah, there's consent in all of them that I've read so far,
Okay.
which is very important for me.
Right.
Even though book four is like, oh yeah, like I said, it's more on the edge for me.
There's clear consent.
Yes.
Um, so is there something you love about this series?
Just how well she like drops the like fairy tale stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like there's enough of a difference that you don't know what's coming. Like it doesn't follow like step by step like fairy tale.
Yeah. It's not you don't see the ending. I mean, obviously we're going to get an HEA, but the story takes its own unique twists and turns.
Right. And yeah, some like especially like with Beauty and the Scars, like some things would happen and I'm like I would think like, oh, I should have seen that coming because that does fit the story, but like she does so well of like focusing on the character connection between the couple too that like sometimes you're not anticipating.
I will also say with this book in this series is that she does a really good job with the lore of the mafia. The family is not so gigantic or so ridiculous that you're like, what the heck? There is one clear enemy until there's this secret society ish that is floating on the outskirts, but it doesn't really, at least in those first three,
Yeah, I would agree.
fully affect the series.
Right. And again, like going further, like as I read like book four, she does a really great job of like slowly introducing that other component instead of like just like fully immersing you
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, if you're looking for kind of a grayer mafia that does fairy tale retellings very, very well, you should check out the Fractured Ever After series by ML Philpitt. Now you're gonna keep going on with the series.
Yes, I'm on like book five now, and then I think I'm pretty sure book six is the last one, and then I'm gonna go to
Back.
well, I'm gonna go to the seven.
Okay. Um,
They're coming out this spring and summer.
Jenny is lost to the Montreal. Oh, that was another thing. It takes place in Canada. She's a Canadian author writing a Canadian mafia in Montreal. So you get some of the French Canadian vibes.
Right. Book five is in New York.
Okay. Oh, right, because that's the Little Mermaid
Yeah.
retelling.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, if you have a series or a book you think we should review for a quick shot of romance, send us an email to thebees@bookcaseandcoffee.com. Jenny, thanks so much for reading Mafia with me.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Until next time, everyone, happy reading.
Find us on Instagram at Buzzing About Romance or on Twitter at Buzzing Romance. If you like the podcast, please leave a review. If you'd like to support us directly, join the Bookcase and Coffee Patreon and receive exclusive content only available to Patreon members. Check out bookcaseandcoffee.com for our on-the-shelf show notes.